What's up, folks? So, it never ceased to amaze me that if you just let women speak, they will tell you everything you need to know and everything you need to hear. But you just have to let them speak and pretty much just hand them the rope and they will hang themselves. And you don't even have to worry about taking the charge. They'll do that by themselves and leave clear evidence that they commit suicide alone. And you don't have to be part of it. Why do I say this? Well, this week, whether this week or last week, since last week, it's been one trending topic is that Tomi Lahren now feel that men are trash. She speaks for practically all women. Practically all women in this country. They all think men are trash. That's just how they feel deep on the inside. And the reason why her rant quickly went viral is because this is her speaking for all women, and all the ones who don't have the balls, don't have the gut to actually say what she says, just back her up and make sure that her rant has been trending for the last 3-4 days, and if not a week, however long it's been. And women's problem is that they think they going to be 21 forever. Notice behind me there's a sign that says Forever 21. Women literally think that they're gonna be 21 forever. And they, at that age, is when everybody is always after them nonstop. And then when they get the wake-up call that they're not going to be 21 forever, when men no longer realize you need to bring more than just pretty face, nice stand-up tits, and a nice perky little ass, and it's like the biggest wake-up call for them, and they don't know how to deal with it. They go about it by acting like Tomi Lahren and not noticing that they've been living a feminazi lifestyle forever, but men didn't give a shit all their younger years because practically most men of that sort wanted to do was just bang it and quit it. Pretty much, if you are a woman with a feminist mindset, men don't want shit to do with you, period. They just go, if you're pretty, you're young, your ass is nice, it's sticking out, your titties are still perky and they still standing up, they're not dragging all over your belly yet, men are gonna actually probably put up with your shit for a little bit of time, just to fuck. And then they get what they want, then they move on. Because no man wants to deal with a nagging woman, period. No man wants to deal with a woman who think that her value in life is by having success, is by having a lot of money, and is by being controlling. It's like taking away men's job. If a man doesn't have to bring these types of things to the table, such as security, money, and what's the purpose? He is left with nothing to do. And clearly, women kind of wants to reverse the role. They want men to bring security, bring his success, and on top of that, they also want him to bring, to be able to do the house chores, to be able to wash and clean and cook, because they're not willing to do that. Now, back in 2012, well, let's say back in 2009, I was in a relationship. 2008, 2009. I was in a relationship, and it didn't take long for me to realize It didn't take long for me to realize. Let me take this background here. I kind of like it. It didn't take long for me to realize that relationships don't work. They just don't work. I gave it my all in that relationship, and quite frankly, just 6 months into the relationship, I wanted out. But it took me 2 years plus to get out. And when I finally left, and I basically waited a time when she wasn't there, and I called one of my friends to just come with me, and I packed up all my shit and just left. And by the time she came back, she caught me leaving, and my TV was the only thing left, and she punched the shit out of the TV. And since then, I haven't owned a television, which is the best thing she did for me, because I used to be obsessed with TV like most people. But this is a woman who was already doing her and acting like I didn't have any value once she had found a job and started working. Until then, she was very, very nice. But shortly after she had found a job and started working, pretty much making her own money, I became useless to her. And I noticed that because she was acting very strange, very differently from how the relationship was. And then I was just like, oh shit, this is real stuff, you know? And I kind of wanted to believe in the idea that a relationship is actually worth it and it's possible. So that's why I went into it and gave it all my all, but then quickly realized it's a total waste of time. So then, what am I saying? So I then moved on, and since then I haven't been in a relationship with no women practically. I just realized it's not worth it. It's not even worth pursuing them. It's better to just focus on your goal and trying to accomplish as much as you can and make yourself happy, because at the end of the day, that's really what's going to last. Not giving into a relationship where the women essentially turn you into a beta male and want you to be home and do house chore while she go out there and chase chase alpha male, right? So I believe that the values that stand in the way as far as for women, the values that are the bedrock of our society will remain until the end of time. What gives a woman value is when she stands in her femininity, is her ability to actually procreate, give birth, and maintain a household, is her ability to actually cook and clean, is her ability to actually raise children. Okay, that's what gives women value. But feminism has been the feminist movement rather, has been so successful in destroying, ripping the fabric of what keeps society together, that women has lost their true value, their essence, the things that actually make them valuable to our society. And they then start to pursue wealth and money, and then it doesn't take long to realize that doesn't really work, because it just doesn't. Why? Because it's like taking the place of what men used to do, and we see that it doesn't work, because what's the result of what we have today is women like Tomi Lahren renting off about how trash men are, but when the opposite might be true, although that remains subjective. That's my view of it. But I think the opposite is rather true. But I'm not here to call all women trash, because I believe there are still great women that understand their value. But women like Tomi Lahren actually speak for how most women sees men in our current society and how they all really feel. But the sad thing is that it's not, it's hard to just it's easy to to look at everyone else and say they're the problem. It takes some real gut to actually, you know, look at the situation objectively and see how you're participating in the problem. And it's clear that women don't take accountability. They don't take any types of responsibility in the detrimental effect of the family structure. So, and you know, I'm kind of losing my trains of thought here, but the idea here is the things that actually keep our society together, we're losing it. We're losing it, and until women realize and come to their senses, men are going to continue to go their own way. And when men continue to go to their own way, the men that are left available, or the beta male that women can walk all over, they can pretty much tell them what the heck to do and when to do it and how to do it. Those are not the men that are going to actually satisfy them, which is why they'll end up like Tomi Lahren, renting off after not getting her way, after realizing she won't be 21 forever. Cheers.